Hi everybody! Today's project is making painted rocks for your garden. We are going to be baking rocks in a hot 350-degree oven. So this is a project for older children. The children need to understand that they absolutely cannot touch the rocks, not even for a second. They come out of the oven really, really hot. I'm going to show you a finished one, and then I'm going to lead you through the steps of preparing and doing the project. So this is a finished one. This has been out of the oven for 30 minutes, and you can see it's pretty messy too. I have some melted wax on my finger here, so it does stain. You need to make sure your kids are wearing something that is okay for them to get messy. And you can see how the crayon melted and dribbled right on the rock. I chose a very smooth rock, and this is a relatively small one. I chose small ones today, but I've done this in the past with larger ones, and they stayed fresh in the garden for a full year before they started to fade. I'm going to walk you to my kitchen now, and I'm going to show you my setup. The lighting isn't great, so we'll hopefully do the best we can. The first thing I want to show you is how I set everything up, and then I'm going to take some rocks out of the oven and show you how to do the project. So I'm going to just turn this a little bit, and what you can see is that I have 2 layers of paper bags followed by a folded towel, and then I've lined all of that with a piece of foil as well. I really want to protect my work surface because this is messy and it does stain. Now you'll see that I already took the wrappers off my crayons. That's what we're going to use to touch the hot rocks. I have a couple other ones here that I did about 15 minutes ago, and this one is still warm, but I'm able to pick it up. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put this here so you can see me take them out of my oven, and then we'll do one together. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to be using a pot holder, not just to open the oven, but to pick up a rock, put it down on my workspace. Now I'm going to show you the cookie tray that I have in here. This is a foil-lined cookie tray, and you can see I've still got some rocks baking. I'm going to put them back in until I'm ready to use them. And now I'm going to try and turn this so that we have a little bit better light. And let's turn this down so you can see the rock, and I'll hold it up a little. And I'm going to choose, hopefully, a color that's bright enough for you to see as I push it down on the rock and just kind of swirl it around. You can see how quickly that crayon melts right on the rock, and I can actually see steam coming off of the rock as I'm doing this. You can see I'm really just holding it as it's dribbling and dripping down the sides. And if I want, I can take another color. Let's use a brighter one. And that can dribble right down the sides on top of it. If you use a bigger rock, you can probably even draw little decorations, little hearts or smiley faces or whatever you want. And let's see if we can get a better shot of that. It's kind of hard to see, but I think you get the idea. So again, just as a reminder, you're going to be making sure your kids are old enough to understand that they absolutely can't touch the rocks. You saw that I didn't even touch the rock to stabilize it. That's a 350-degree rock. It's really hot. The crayons have been pre-peeled and melted right on top of the rock. You saw me set up my workspace. You saw me use protection to make sure I didn't get hurt taking the rocks out of the oven using a pot holder, even just to move them from the tray to my workspace. I hope you have fun with this. It's something that your kids can do as long as you have rocks in your garden and crayons to melt. They can stay busy decorating. And if you want to take pictures of your finished product, go ahead and send them to us, and we'll post them on our Instagram account.